And a welcome in to another rousing weekend of the Roundup. Why have we not changed the music yet?
Because the music's awesome and you suck.
It's not.
Because the
I
music
feel like
is awesome.
I need a cowboy hat and some chaps.
Hey, will you, will all of you in the chat please tell Tank to shut the hell up? Because I've already done it twice. And I am in a mood that I am not in very often. I have zero patience for bullshit this morning.
No patience.
Just to be clear.
No patience. We're cutting through the bullshit today. No bullshit today.
And the only person that is close enough for me to punch them right in the jejunum is old Smiles over there.
Yeah, please don't bring that upon yourself, Tank. I'm really talking to me because I'm the one that always pushes the buttons.
Yeah. This is not a
That is
push
part
my
of my
buttons
job.
day. I've had my buttons pushed for the last 24 hours. And I ain't fucking around anymore.
All right, this is week 7, right? Week 7 in the NFL?
Yeah.
And God,
There is.
it is just, it's just a whole bunch of racking up a lot of losses. So I need some help here because honestly, it's not going well for me. Who's shocked, right? Who's shocked that it's not going well for me? But I guess I might have hit rock bottom because when I said I played a lineup with Brian Hoyer in it, I got a lot of pushback. So, so
I asked specifically, are you smoking drugs?
I mean, what are you, a cop? And 2, you're supposed to play the cheap quarterback, right? Isn't that the rule?
No.
Not today. Hey, Jeremy, what's the one piece of that game that you're interested in?
Devontae Adams.
Is it?
Yeah.
For me, it's Josh Jacobs.
I like Josh Jacobs a lot too. But it's
He is
always
going to
very
be-
telling to me when a team goes, we're not trading him under any circumstances, and we're going to get him more involved. Oh, yeah, and they're playing a defense that couldn't stop him if they were armed with machetes and that stick with the ball on it that had spikes. I don't know what that's called. I think it's called a mace, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That's a mace.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a mace.
Good job.
Yeah. They could have that and bear mace and still not be able to stop Devontae
You should
Adams.
watch more Dragons, by the way. You would know that.
I don't do dragons. Can it really happen? Because if it can't really happen, I'm Seacrest out.
But it's got a lot of nudity in it. It's really worth it.
You seen my wife? I get all the nudity I need. Okay? And that's the bar, and it has to be better than that. And I'll go ahead and tell you, it's not.
Fair point.
So, there you go.
Okay. All right.
Let's
Get into the first fantasy questions of the day here. He's not fucking
I
around.
am not screwing around today.
He's just-
I have had people literally do nothing but push my buttons for the last 24 hours. And I have not been legally allowed to kill them in spite of the fact that I wanted to. I have almost committed 4 homicides in the last 24 hours.
Oh, yeah. I've been proud of him. He has not had a cigarette in, 2 weeks?
3.
3 weeks.
Now, I've had 2 slip-ups
and this is the
while
first
drinking.
time. This is the first time that he's ever. Have you quit before?
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is the first time
15
you've ever
years ago.
quit in my presence.
Oh, yeah. It's 15 years ago. And I went, I'll never do that again.
I've quit several times, and he finally gave me the look of, I'm gonna eat one of them things if I see it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're smoking one around me, I'm gonna snatch it out of your mouth and eat the motherfucker.
And then I'm gonna
'Cause
kill
I've been
you.
there. I've been there.
And then I'm going to kill you for doing it around me.
So, hey, don't do crimes, and don't do cigarettes. You're doing well. Stay
yeah.
on the path here.
I've had
Stick
two
to your douche flute.
I've had 2 blips in the 3 weeks. The first one I went, oh God, I've missed you. The second one I went, I used to do this every day, like 20 times a day.
Well, the important part is don't start back again.
Correct.
All right. Let's get into a fantasy question or 2 here. Juan Pulido says, who do I start? Full PPR, Ramondre Stevenson or Jonathan Taylor? I'm on Ramondre here because I still don't know what you're going to get out of Jonathan Taylor.
If they were playing
And this is a
anybody but
terrible
the Browns,
matchup.
If they were playing anybody but the Browns, I would say Jonathan Taylor. And
That's
I'm
the
not
thing.
sure that I'm not still going to say Jonathan Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Ramondre is they're trying to get Ramondre more involved in New England, but it's not necessarily going well. That's going to be a big old gross fest. I don't know what the score is going to be, but the New York Football Giants held the Buffalo Bills in check until the 4th quarter, and I don't know what that offense is going to look like. We've also seen them put up, stupid numbers. So What are you going to get this week? I don't know. Good defense? Probably not.
I think
Great
you're going to
defense?
get. I think you're going to
Definitely
get pissed off Buffalo Bills who look at Bill and look at New England and go, "Hey, formerly Big Brother, you're little brother now."
Hasn't been formally Big Brother since Tommy left the building.
You're not wrong, but see, the public doesn't always agree with you. And if I've learned anything through our little trending on Instagram, is that there are a lot of people that are too stupid to have a keyboard. And those people, you know what they do? They use that keyboard a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot. Because they have nothing else to do except wait on their mom to bring their fucking mac and cheese to them, which means they're in comments going, "Hey, you're stupid. You're stupid." Okay, your break's only 30 minutes at Home Depot, jackass. Like, it is seriously time for you to go back to work.
He's been wanting to work that one in for a while. I love it.
And there's no shame in working at Home Depot.
You stick with the classics, okay? You find a joke that works, you hammer that motherfucker home. Let's go.
Oh, look, Burt Kreischer's my closest celebrity friend. Trust me, I know the idea. I know the idea of having one hit and rolling with it.
Yeah. So consensus here: Are we on Ramondre?
I'm going Jonathan.
You're going
Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor. What do you say, Armchair?
I think I'm on Taylor.
He's on Taylor. Okay.
Ramondre could have a day, but I also see Zeke Elliott getting some more touches in that game and being quasi-effective, which is weird to say. So I think I'm on Taylor.
Yep. Hey, you got an 0-16 in fantasy football? No. Okay.
I've never had an 0-6 team in my life.
Yeah.
I don't have an 0-6 team in a league that I wasn't allowed to draft a player.
I looked, and apparently one of them damn drafts that we did, I don't even know that I've been setting my lineup in that league, and I'm 0-6, and I'm like, what the? Wow.
You're 0-6 in a league of a show with your name on it.
Yes.
How does that make you feel?
Makes me feel good and strong.
Please, somebody clip that. I'm going to, and I swear I won't use this for nefarious purposes.
I don't believe you.
That's not true.
I don't believe you.
There's a specific commercial that's running in America right now that I'm going to put that on top of. And if you know, you know.
Bills defense or the Ravens?
Oh, Bills by a million D.
Yeah.
Look, low key. Ravens-Lions is my favorite potential shootout game to target. And let me tell you why. That pass rush for Detroit's going to get home, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. What happens when pass rush gets home on Lamar Jackson?
He runs.
He reverts back to good Lamar and goes, "Hey, y'all, watch this. Do you know that Detroit doesn't have a linebacker that is really good at dealing with running quarterbacks?" And I have a real belief that Lamar Jackson's my favorite play of the day. He is my DraftKings quarterback. I did not think about it for 2 seconds.
Really?
As soon as I saw he was not in the top 3 most expensive, I went, "Yep, that done." Now I do have a second lineup that I'm playing in a couple tournaments that has Sam Howell.
Hey, welcome to the dark side.
Sam Howell's look, North Carolina put a big grumper in their pants yesterday, so something good has to come out of Tar Heel World this weekend, and I think it's Samuel Howell.
Does it though?
They're playing the Giants. Okay,
Hold on. Can we?
Right. He played bad against Virginia Tech one time. I remember that.
Tank, I need you to hit the breaking news button.
Ooh, I love to hit the breaking news button.
Oh shit!
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
The New England Patriots have signed Bill Belichick to a lucrative multi-year contract extension this past offseason per Ian Rappaport. So old Billy Boy doesn't plan on going anywhere despite all the hot seat talk.
I have 2 responses. A is not smoking Jeremy at 10 o'clock in the morning, coming off a bender. Hates that dance more than normal Jeremy does. And here's my response to Bill has signed a lucrative extension with New England. For why? But for why has he done that? But for why was that even offered? Why did you look at Bill Belichick and go, "Oh yeah, I want to keep doing this"?
Apparently it was offered in the offseason, and we are just now, and in typical Patriot fashion, we find out that he's on the hot seat, and you go, oh, yeah, we're not getting rid of that guy. We just gave him $1 billion like 3 months ago.
Oh, my God. Well.
How's that make you feel?
Yeah. Look, so I appreciate everything that Bill has done for the organization. I appreciate that it was an incredible run. I think that he's one of the greatest defensive minds ever to coach football. He's up there in the coaching Hall of Greats and Hall of Fame. You want to put him on a Mount Rushmore, I think that's appropriate. Every single person in sports comes to this point. There's a crux where it is no longer effective to be in the same spot. The Steelers are really good at letting guys retire. Bill Cowher came to that point, and he said, all right, well, it's time to hang it up.
Yeah, the Jets flirted with him like 6 times. We went,
Yeah,
hey,
and
you want to interview for our job? You want to do it again? And then tell us you're not interested?
yeah,
We did that.
there comes a point where it's you've reached it. You've hit this is the maximum amount of things you can do here. Time to move on. And I think we hit that with Bill probably right after Cam Newton, maybe rookie Mac Jones year. But last year, I think if you were to ask, we're not going to have titles, and we're going to let the 2 defensive minds coach the offense, and that went really well. And we're going to ruin whatever we have for Mac Jones, whatever, forget the ceiling, because we know the ceiling isn't high, but his floor was always dependable. He was going to be accurate. If you protect him, you give him a couple of wide receivers that actually know what they're doing, and he could be good. And then you're counting on your defense to win your games. Now we don't even have that. That doesn't exist. You're asking Mac Jones to be Lamar Jackson out there, and that's not going to work. Bailey Zappi's your backup. That's not going to work. Malik Cunningham is wide receiver / tight end / running back / not a quarterback. That's not going to work. So it's frustrating. It's frustrating to see that the organization doesn't know when to say, hey, your name's on you're going into the Hall of Fame, the Patriot Hall of Fame and the NFL, the Football Hall of Fame. But right now is not Bill Belichick's time. There'll come a time like this for Pete Carroll. There'll come a time like this for Harbaugh. Everybody gets there. Everybody gets there. Everyone. Mm-hmm. It happens. This is just how football works.
That felt cathartic. Did that feel good?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
That felt like me punching the dude in the face that took his swing at my wife last night.
Anyway, Sam Howline.
I think that would have felt equally good to what you just did.
I need to point out that 2 weeks in a row, I've told you to play an absolute lunatic lineup, and everybody's like, that's not going to cash. And then it always cashes. And you know why it cashes? Because I do pretty good at this most of the time. Sometimes we lay grumpers, but hey, that's what happens.
We don't suck at this.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be honest.
I do.
I was about to say he sucks at this.
100%.
The right 2/3 of the screen, we do not suck at this.
Nope.
He tries really hard.
When I tell you that I'm paying up at quarterback today, it's for a reason. I do have an early lineup with Sam Howell, early only Sam Howell.
I think that's the one I played was early only.
Yeah.
I like playing those. It really feels good to have some doubloons in the bag.
Yeah, and it's also a chance for redemption if you don't hit.
By the way, we're going to have a what the fuck tomorrow of Jeremy's 11-leg parlay that I hit the first 9 legs. And then I got drunk. Mm-hmm. And then Florida State threw a pick 6, and then I said bad words in public.
Ouch.
You want to know what really kicks you in the balls? When your team gives up way more points than you expected them to, and you had the under in an 11-leg parlay.
Mm-hmm.
Just glad Clemson lost, so it didn't have to just be my team that cost me $5,000.
All right. So you like Sam Howell today?
Yes.
So Alex S. wants to know, pick one, Scary Terry, Zay Flowers, Amari Cooper.
God, I want to pick all 3 of them.
Yep. But you only pick one. And I'd be on Scary Terry.
He's the safest one. He's not the one I'm going to say, but he's the safest
one.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say Zay Flowers. Zay is going to have that day at some point. And I'm not sure that day is not today.
against the Detroit Lions.
He is getting inundated with targets.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to find the end zone eventually. Lamar Jackson's going to have one of these days, and I think that day is today. So I'm going to go Zay Flowers. And here's my thought. Anytime I like every piece of a team, it means I don't like any of them as much as I should.
Mm-hmm.
And today, you could convince me, and I always go back to DraftKings because I have the entire league at my disposal. I'm not stuck with just a bench. Anytime I have looked at Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, Logan Thomas, and Brian Robinson, that means you're playing a dog shit defense. And you're all probably going to be good, but I don't know that any of you will be great.
Mm-hmm.
Like I benched Brian Robinson, in a league because I don't know that you get to score the touchdowns today. Now, I have a lot of options in that league.
I was going to say, you'd have to have a lot of options to bench him.
That's the league where I got drunk in the last 8 rounds. I just went, another running back, another running back, another running back, another running back, because I'm playing Demario Douglas at wide receiver this week.
But who are you starting over him?
Oh, let's see. I have Saquon, Raheem Mostert. Let's see. I have Saquon, Raheem Mostert. Who are the others? I think Luke Musgrave is the one that I had to sneak in there because I love him. Love him this week.
Really?
I also have Travis Kelce and George Kittle. Mm-hmm. So, yes, and yes, before you ask, that team is really fucking good. That's a super flex league where everybody went, but you don't have 2 quarterbacks. No, but I have 2 tight ends. And so you have to play a tight end. So I'm going to just boop, boop, boop every single week. And I do.
Surprise.
I lost 2 games in that league somehow, and I still don't know how.
Mm-hmm.
One of them I forgot to set my lineup. Oops.
That'll do it. That'll do it every time. Yeah. Where are you at, armchair, on this Scary Terry, Zay Flowers, Amari Cooper?
I think I'm on Scary Terry. Although for all the reasons that Jeremy mentioned, I think Zay is going to have a big game. I'm concerned that it's a Mark Andrews day over a Zay day today, but it could go either way. It could be both.
Yep. It could be a Mark Andrews day.
Yep.
It very well could be.
Super chat.
Oh, button.
I'm your huckleberry.
From Gage Camplin, he says, who are we rocking at quarterback? I can't get away from Goff.
My rankings. Let me pull you two talk amongst yourselves. I'll pull up my.
I don't mind
rankings.
Goff today. Goff is okay. I think that's a fine play. I
like Goff today.
Goff at 6,400. I like Geno today at 6.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be an interesting game because if DK doesn't go, then you get extra cheap. And you can load up. You might just want to do it anyway. Load up Tyler Lockett, and that's 12,000 doubloons for your your quarterback wide receiver combo.
Yeah.
You could also toss in Kenny Walker there. Kenny Walker is going to be big time owned.
Yeah,
I think he's the number one.
He should be
owned.
He's number one running back on the day.
Yeah, he's the number 1 player on the day.
I would agree with that. Oh,
in terms of ownership.
And with no Zach Charbonnet, who we think is going to cut into the workworkload?
Yep.
DJ Dallas?
Yep.
You could tell me DJ Khaled was backing him up, and I'm not sure that I would care any more or less.
Another one.
That's what DJ Dallas. He's going to be sitting on the sideline going, another one.
Is this
every time Kenny Walker scores?
Is this a day with the matchup to pay up for Patrick Mahomes?
Yes.
I'm glad you said that. It obviously, if you have Mahomes or anything like that in season long, you're playing him.
Of course.
Duh. I feel like, and Armchair, you tell me if I'm wrong here.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everybody's going to try to shoehorn that Chiefs-Chargers matchup into their DFS lineups.
Mm-hmm.
You want to take a stab at what the over-under of that game is? I know Tank hasn't looked. That's the reason that I can ask this. Over-under Chiefs-Chargers.
It's in around 48.
I was going to say 49.5.
It's 47.5.
Mm-hmm.
80% of the money's on the under.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that would have thought that line came in at like 54?
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I thought that's where it should be.
People are going to shoehorn Chargers Chiefs in their lineup, and I think they're doing it wrong. There
You
is an
want
element. I want an element of both teams. It's just probably not the one you think.
Yeah.
Rashee Rice is the one I want for the Chiefs.
That's the one I want.
And then for the Chargers, I'm going to avoid Eckler. I'm going to avoid Keenan Allen because they're really expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder who Jeremy's going to pick from the Chargers.
Josh Palmer season! Baby!
Of course it is. Have you seen his stats against this team?
Yes. Well, he's the
For
clear
some
number 2.
reason,
and
against the Chiefs, he gets into the end zone.
Yeah.
He's also like a massive target eater, and there's no reason not to play Josh Palmer today.
Yeah.
I don't. I'll tell you. So I don't think you're wrong, but I absolutely have Mahomes, Kelsey, Rice lineup, and then just going cheap elsewhere because I think that a lot of people are going to do a lot of what you said. I think we're going to see a lot of Herbert lines. The narrative being that he's got to get a win, and this is a great way to do it. And a lot of people are saying the Chiefs aren't as good as they've been because they're not playing as explosive. I think you're probably right on the under. But for me, when I look at the quarterbacks, I'm either paying top dollar or I'm going into that Geno Smith range. Or Lamar. I'm fine with Lamar. I have 4 quarterbacks that I'm playing today, and that includes my early line only, Sam Howell.
The projected ownership on quarterbacks, Josh Allen is 1.
Stupid.
Lamar is
That's
2.
a bad idea.
I have no problem with Josh Allen. That Patriots defense is not good.
Correct.
And you got embarrassed on Sunday night. He's going to try to qualify.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why people are doing it. I'm not doing it. Because if you're telling me for damn near the same price, actually a little bit cheaper, I can have Lamar Jackson, that's what I'm going to do. Geno is 3. Justin Herbert's 4. Jordan Love is 5. Matthew Stafford is 6.
If you want a funny Jordan Love, that game's 2 points difference in the over-under. It's 45.5 for the Packers Broncos. Where?
I have
Who's
no idea.
scoring all these points?
I have absolutely no idea. I saw that one earlier and went, what is happening?
I think the Cardinals Seahawks are going to be a lot higher scoring than I take the over on 44.5, just for what it's worth. The Seahawks are 9-point favorites, but the Cardinals have been sneaky good for a team that's supposed to be dog water. They always show up somehow. They're not great. They're not going to win this game, but don't be afraid to toss in a cheap Cardinal piece if you have to.
We have another one of these.
I'm your huckleberry.
It's from Justin Parton. He asked if the Eliminator invites had been sent out. I'm glad you said that because I forgot to hit send. I put it all together and then didn't hit go. So give it just a minute.
Yep.
It should be coming to you in very short order.
Yep. Let's see. Where's the next question here? Pickens, Addison, Gabe Davis. Addison.
I
mean, somebody's getting Kirk Cousins, right?
All right.
I mean, getting the benefit
Kirk Cousins
from
in
Kirk Cousins.
prime time. You can answer that question for your damn self. At least how I feel. I'm good.
It's Pickens for me.
That's who it is for me too.
He's going to have
He's
a game,
a big
right?
receiver, and those Rams corners do not do well with big.
Is
Okay.
that a sneaky shootout potential game?
With the return of
Steelers
Deontay Johnson.
The Steelers have some guys. It's not on Kenny. Kenny's not going to be the guy, but is this the day? Are we doing this? Is this the day?
But okay, so if it's not Kenny doing it, who's going to do it? They're not going to run the ball all that
Well, you got to
well.
understand what he's saying. He's saying from a fantasy point of view,
Oh,
because Kenny gives you absolutely no ancillary stats. There's very little chance that he's going to throw for 300 yards.
mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and even if he does, you're talking about a ceiling of what, 21?
All right. Today is in Armchair Does Stupid Things. I'm going to make a Kenny Pickett line.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
there you go.
Oh, boy.
He's going to cash with it. It's gonna
No,
be-
he's not, because he's doing that thing that Jeremy does of, oh, look, I can't fuck this up. I can just throw anybody out there. And then
Hold
you wind
on.
up with a lineup that scores 42, and you go, holy shit, I feel like I should get a prize for doing that. I
I
spent
absolutely
all the
can
money.
fuck this up. Go ahead. I was going to say, I absolutely can fuck this up. There's no doubt in my mind that I can make this lineup and it's hot trash. But I am going to say I think I can make it work.
the return of Deontay Johnson makes me like Pickens less. And that's why.
Doesn't me.
It doesn't you at all?
No,
Okay.
it doesn't me.
All right.
They do two completely different things. And with no fryer move,
Mm-hmm.
that just completely, I mean, they're not going to throw a ton of passes to Connor Hayward. So, I mean, Pickens is now the red zone target, no doubt.
Okay, I can see that.
And that just, I don't really have any fear of it.
All right, Eric Miller wants to know Pickens, Dotson, Flowers.
Say it again?
Pickens, Jahan Dotson, or Flowers?
Flowers.
Flowers, Dotson, Pickens.
Yep.
Love me some Jahan. Love me some Jahan Dotson.
Okay.
Armchair always loved Jahan Dotson.
He's my drug of choice. The difference is he usually performs at least something, and he's always cheap.
Armchair's out here mainlining Jahan Dotson.
Are we taking Gabe Davis anytime touchdown against the New England Patriots today?
I don't hate it because this is the matchup where he always scores.
Mm-hmm.
This is the matchup where they don't have a corner that can run with him. He gets over the top and hits like some dumbass 70-yard touchdown 14 minutes into the slate, and you go, son of a bitch!
Yep.
I should have had Gabe Davis, and then he does nothing else.
He's been pretty good, except for last week. I think last week was one of those Gabe Davis weeks.
Where he shows that he's not as good as I wanted to make you believe he was many years ago.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you're rolling the dice with him, but that's not a bad one.
I'd agree. I mean, I don't mind Gabe Davis, and I think you're probably catching a good number on any time touchdown score.
Mm-hmm. Back satisfied Browns fan?
He's back to satisfied.
Oh, back to satisfied Browns fan. Says, hey, Jeremy, do you remember when he said that Pena State was going to get beat by the Buckeyes?
Hey, it's fancy you mentioned that because Pena State, which is what they will be referred to from here on out, couldn't score in a whorehouse with a pocket full of hundreds. They could have $1 million bill, and they could not get the trashiest hooker to give them an over-the-pants handy. That is how little game they have and how impossible it is for them to score. Now that I have said that, allow me to say this. Michigan is going to beat you in a way that I'm not sure. Like, I know what you're hearing me say of, Michigan's going to beat them by a lot. No. I'm talking, holy shit, in the second quarter, you're going, do we have to fire Ryan Day now? Like, do we have to fire Ryan Day now, right? Because it's 28-0, and we haven't crossed the 50-yard line yet. Because Kyle McCord sucks. I don't know that I have ever seen a Power 5 college football playoff contender with a quarterback that was more unabashedly clueless. And since you did that cute little Devin Brown thing at the 3-yard line, now you don't even have a backup because you put old Sammy Ball out there and let him run and got him killed.
Oh, did he get hurt?
He got killed.
I mean, I saw it didn't
room.
work. Oh, I didn't even see that.
They carted him to the locker room, and he was doing the thing on the way out with a towel over his head.
Oh.
There was a look on his face of sheer – I mean, it was like somebody shoved a hot poker in his ass.
This was the Devin Brown kid?
Yeah. He came in to run that cute little Wildcat. Hey, look.
I saw that, but how did I miss him getting carted off?
I
must have flipped the
Well, they
channel or
carried
something.
him to the sideline, and then the cart took him through the tunnel.
When it didn't work, I must have flipped the channel or something.
Must have.
I was going
'Cause
back
he
and
got-
forth between that and UFC yesterday.
He got dead.
Yeah.
I kept thinking, hey, I should turn that on, and guess what? I never did.
You never did. You didn't miss a whole lot.
I've heard.
I mean, other than,
Oh, your greatest fight ever? You mean the replay of that wasn't as good as the first one?
other than
I do declare I am shocked. It never goes that way.
he's an Islam Makhachev. He a dog. He a dog. Kicked Volkanovski's head off. Jacoby Myers or Marquise Brown? Full PPR.
Ooh.
I'm on Myers on that one.
Ooh. That's a hell of a question. I want to say Jacoby Myers, but I also don't really believe in the Raiders' offense, and I'm already very vested in Josh Jacobs, and I'm very vested in Devontae Adams. So I will say Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood Brown for me.
Okay. All right.
I struggle to believe that the Raiders are going to have 3 fantasy competent players in one game, and I don't see how Josh Jacobs is not really good and Devontae Adams is really gooder.
Tell me again the last time Brian Hoyer had a respectable game.
1997.
Was it that long?
I mean, he was the backup to Drew Bledsoe, right?
Yeah, he's been in the league for 100 years.
I remember watching Brian Hoyer when I was in school, and I might be remembering that wrong, but I'm pretty sure that I saw Brian Hoyer play a game when it was still socially acceptable.
I'm pretty sure it was 2014 in Cleveland.
So it's been a while.
I'm just saying, it's look, he's not been great. He's just not. It's not been great. There's his record is not good. He's a backup. He's a great clipboard guy. Can absolutely diagnose, but 7-6 with a 55% completion rating and 12 touchdowns, so 3,300 yards for Cleveland. That was 2014. And then he didn't play at all forever. And then he came back to the Patriots and went threw for less than 300 yards a season. I'm just saying, temper your expectations. I know he had 102 yards in relief or whatever, but no. It's going to hand the ball off to Josh Jacobs. Little quick routes to Devontae and whichever tight end they decide to use. Wouldn't surprise me if Renfro got some play today.
Okay.
You want a dart throw, a cheap dart throw? Hunter Renfro.
I love cheap dart throws.
He's cheap.
Kevin, the PRF, wants to know if we like the trade. He said he had no tight end, and someone traded him Kittle for Devontae Smith. So he gave up Devontae Smith and got Kittle back. And he said that leaves him with Kittle and choosing to move, Jamison Williams, Jahan Dotson, or Dobbs in to start?
You said a lot of words.
Kittle for Devontae Smith. Do you like
fine.
It? It's okay.
It's fine. George
I don't
Kittle's
love it. It's good.
He's been bootsy like he usually is, but he has the potential to be a really elite tight end.
He has the potential, but for some reason he's not getting there.
No.
And I don't like the fact
because Brandon Ayuk's been a dog.
Well, and I was going to say, and I think he's
now
being used a lot to prop up that line without Trent Williams.
But now, Trent Williams is not out. So,
is he not?
No, he came back in the same game. He missed a quarter.
Yeah, but he was limited.
Not really. I mean, and that was half.
I mean, he
of
said
one
he
game.
was. So,
I mean, that was a half of one game. And they were on a bye week. It doesn't really explain why George Kittle's been, outside of touchdowns, not been great. But now with no Deebo Samuel, you're going to get at least 2 really good weeks. And you took the high side. I get it.
Okay.
Now, as for the rest of that question, that's where I got kind of lost. Choosing to move. This must be a super flex, because what confused me is that
you threw Josh Dobbs in there.
Yeah, that's confusing to me.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's quarterback, then if it's super flex, you got to put a quarterback in it. So it would be Dobbs.
Play your quarterbacks in your super flex. Don't be silly.
Yes. Unless you have 2 awesome tight ends like I do.
Also worth it.
Let's see here. DK Metcalf or Amari Cooper?
I feel like I'm underselling how good George Kittle has been. I only have him in one league, and I just literally go, every week, you play. No, I'm not. He's been bootsy.
He's been bootsy as hell. DK or Hu-Tang?
Amari Cooper.
DK is a true game time decision at this point.
Amari Cooper just to be safe.
Yep.
And that's exactly why I would lean that way.
We have
90 minutes before, so.
We have one of these as well.
I'm your huckleberry.
Is this the Jahmyr Gibbs breakout day? I don't love today to be that day. I mean, because who's the definition of the player that can completely isolate a player like Jahmyr Gibbs? It's Roquan Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, run between the tackles. Fuck around, find out. Now they swing you out wide. Cool. I have a linebacker that can run a 4.4 that he can go with you too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this. I mean, I think Jahmyr will be fine. I don't think he's going to have a day where he breaks a slate, where he scores like friggin' 40. He has 100 yards receiving and 100 yards rushing.
Right.
I think that day's coming. I just don't think that day's today.
No, I wouldn't trust him against the Ravens, despite the fact that the coach said this week that we're taking the training wheels off. Right.
He's
got
going
to
get work
because David Montgomery's not there.
Yes,
and they're not turning this over to Craig Reynolds.
But Craig's still going to play.
Craig
does all those gritty things.
Yeah, he's still going to eat into the carries and he won't eat into the targets or anything. But it's not a week that I would
not for DraftKings, which is usually what Gage is asking.
Yeah.
I like way too many running backs, way too much this week.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I don't mind Royce Freeman this week because he is $4,000.
Yep.
if
Also,
Tank played in the NFL and he was running back, he would also be $4,000.
Justin Parton, PPR flex question here: A.J. Dillon or Kadarius Toney? It's Dillon for me. I mean,
I can't trust A.J. Dillon ever.
Yeah, but
I mean, if you told me there was
Kadarius Toney,
I don't. I trust the government more than I trust either one of them.
Because I think we're finding that Kansas City is Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice, right? Or Rashee Rice, or however you say his name.
I'm going to go with Rashee until somebody tells me different.
They keep pronouncing it Rashee on the TV screen.
Yeah, if you ever want to know how bad some of these people are at pronunciations, just ask any commentator how to pronounce the name of the fourth receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals. I've heard everything from Andrea Iosivas, which is how it was put in the NFL draft pronunciation guide.
Mm-hmm.
I heard somebody the other day call him Iosivas. He scored a touchdown.
Yoshivash.
I don't know what the fuck he was doing.
Is he Japanese?
No, that's not what I'm doing.
No, because that's the way they're saying it.
They were emphasizing like 3 syllables in one word, which is fucking possible to do. And I don't know how you pronounce his name, but I know it's not what you just did.
Yeah. Yoshivas. That was the favorite one I heard.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Okay.
It's like, okay, you do know that these fuckers will tell you how to pronounce their name, right? Like, all you got to do is ask.
So anyway, I think it's boiled down to it's Rice and Kelce are the dependable ones. And Kadarius Toney is a dart throw for me in that offense now.
I don't trust A.J. Dillon at all.
Aaron Jones coming off an injury.
Is Aaron Jones going to play?
I don't trust A.J. Dillon if he's the only running back on that team. We had a week where it was A.J. Dillon or nothing, and he took a grumper in our punch bowl.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, can either one of them score a touchdown?
Yes.
And if I had to guess, it would be Kadarius Toney.
Absolutely.
Because we do this all the time with Kansas City receivers. As soon as you believe in one, that one dies. And with no Justin Watson, they manufacture a touch to Kadarius Toney, and he winds up like a 60-yard touchdown out of nowhere.
It's gonna be a Noah Gray touchdown. Now that you've said that.
Oh, fuck Noah Gray. Noah Gray should be selling car insurance.
And you know I'm right.
I do know you're right. That's why it irks me.
All right, so you guys are going Kadarius Toney on that one.
Yes.
Okay.
If we had to.
Yep, if we had to.
I'm your huckleberry.
Another one from our buddy Gage. He said he's leaning Pacheco, Walker. Who do you like at running back today? Those two are two damn good ones. I also like Josh Jacobs. They're all going to be super high owned. Those three and Gibbs are the 4 highest owned players on the slate, projected.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Who do you? I have. So I hate doing this because I don't want to give out everything because I also want to win the millionaire. But I can't get away from the idea that Brian Robinson Jr. is going to be worth it today.
I don't hate it.
I also have like a share of Jerome Ford.
I don't hate that either.
Mm-hmm.
But then the rest of it is all. So there's 2 places you can pay up on this slate. You can pay up at quarterback, and like Jeremy said, if it's above Lamar Jackson, it's probably not worth it. Although I do have plenty of Mahomes. Or you can pay up at running back. And I think if you don't own the guys that are at the top of the slate, you're asking yourself, why? Are you really look? Everybody else scores, everybody else loses if everybody drafts the same guy. Differentiate. Fuck, English is hard. Your words. Differentiate yourself at wide receiver. Somebody else talk. Fuck's sakes.
Gabe said he'll share if he wins. Hey, if we're going community pot here, here's a fun game. It's $20 to get a millionaire. Let's do this like we're buying fucking Powerball tickets, because I do this every week where I go, if I had put like $1,000 on this instead of like $400, and I had all the combinations of this I could possibly have had, then I'd be in some shape.
Right.
That's how you win the millionaire, my friend. That's how you win it. Multiple entries.
Oh, I mean, and I have multiple entries every single week. It's just always, man, I wish I could have taken these 3 lineups that I put in and mushed them together and had like these
every
these
iteration,
3 and these 2.
Yeah. Odie wants to know, wait on Eli Mitchell or start Deontay Foreman. He also has Brandon Powell on the bench.
I'm going to just go ahead and start Deontay Foreman.
Yep.
I believe McCaffrey's going to play.
I agree.
And even if he doesn't, I'll go ahead and tell you, with Elijah Mitchell, you would get way more of Jordan Mason than you want. And to me, Deontay Foreman's just the call. I think Chicago figured out in the fourth quarter, hey, Tyson Bagent, he sucks a lot.
Yep.
And we need to prop his ass up.
Yep. Stephen Tao needs a quarterback today because he's got Stroud and Fields. So he has no quarterback.
Okay.
So he's got the choices of Desmond Ridder, Baker Mayfield, Gardner Minshew, Kenny Pickett, Tyrod Taylor, or Mac Jones. We're going to eliminate Mac Jones.
Yes. If I ever say Mac Jones, I'm being coerced, and I said it against my will.
But
I
can
send help.
But I can see positive arguments for all of the others.
I cannot. If I had to play the options that you just gave me, I can't believe I'm about to say this out loud. It's Baker Mayfield.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Man, I love it. It's gonna suck.
I mean,
gonna cut him on Monday.
There is, yeah, you are. You're gonna cut him on Monday, but he does have one thing on his side, Mike Evans, right? Because it's becoming death taxes and Mike Evans against the Falcons. He has huge games against the Atlanta Falcons, so it's not a bad. They're gonna score, right? He's gonna get into the end zone.
You're right. Mike Evans does tend to beat the piss out of the Falcons.
Yes, he does. Just as you can go Mike Evans, or you can go death taxes and anybody but Mike Evans against the Saints, you can pretty much lean on Mike Evans to do something against the Falcons. Even if it's rolling, I think one year he rolled up that was the 2-reception, 2-touchdown game. Then everybody went, oh, this was a shit. Oh, wait, no. He got in the end zone twice.
I'm
I don't think Baker's a bad option.
Tanker time right now.
I don't think Ritter's a terrible option either. Because I'm starting.
I never trust Desmond Ridder.
No, but I don't think that they're going to get it done on the ground. I don't think they're going to be able to pound Tampa Bay with Tyler Algier between the tackles. And so this is going to be Kyle Pitts is coming around. Drake London's coming around. There's something going on there with that offense. And I like London better than I do Pitts today. As I've thought about it, the tight end thing, it's going to play for either him or Jonnu, right? Tampa Bay, I always say they're not really good against tight ends. Well, Arthur's not, right? Like, he's getting Jonnu involved.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad call because he's the third option that you have. I don't know. I like London on the outside today for them. Ridder, to me, is not a bad call. Baker's not a bad one either. I don't know if I'm willing to go Kenny Pickett, though.
I'm not going Kenny Pickett.
You guys laugh all you want. Cash that Kenny Pickett line.
But would you go pick up Kenny Pickett today if Ritter, Baker were your other
Baker
choices?
Today.
Okay.
It's Baker out of those guys today.
Okay.
Pickett is a dart throw at best. I have Pickett in Dynasty, and I'm not starting. I might start Josh Dobbs over Pickett, but we'll see.
Let's see here. Deontay Foreman or Zach Evans? Deontay Foreman.
Zach, they don't trust Zach Evans. They literally pulled 2 guys off the practice squad.
Yeah.
To keep from giving Zach Evans work because he cannot pass block.
Yeah, and Darrell Henderson's going to get way more tote today than you want him to.
That's a weird way to say Royce Freeman.
You think so?
Oh, God, yeah.
Really?
Oh, God, yeah.
But they've done this so many times with Darrell.
I'm telling you right now, I'm playing Royce Freeman way more places than that.
You can't play Darrell because I don't think he's on there.
He's not on the slate.
I searched for him.
Yeah,
and
he's not on the slate. You cannot get burned by Darrell Henderson.
Right.
Which makes me feel warm and fuzzy.
Let's see. Choose 4. Oh, that's a lot.
Boy.
That's a lot. All right. Kareem Hunt.
He's not going to play.
KJ Osborne.
He is going to play. I don't think well, but
Julio Jones, Hopkins, and Sutton. So, if Kareem Hunt's not in, then
yeah, Kareem Hunt's not going to play.
Then that solves the problem.
Mary Kay Cabot put that out earlier.
Oh, okay.
Kareem Hunt's they have no faith that he's going to play. He's going to try.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that settles your problem.
It's 3.
Oh, 3. Okay.
3 would be, for me, it's not Julio Jones.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Hopkins, Sutton, and Osborne. And
I prefer guys that have been around for more than 15 seconds and guys that are not 80 years old and break the second somebody looks at them the wrong way.
Let's see here. Jeremy, should I play? This is from Notorious B.I.G. Jeremy, should I play Elijah Moore or Jahan Dotson with Wilson being out? Also, stop punching people in the face. He didn't punch anybody in the face. I didn't,
but I really wanted to.
And this is the one time that I'm criticizing him for not doing it.
Well, here's the thing, Tank. I'm a half-ass public figure.
I'm so glad that you have that restraint. I'm not gonna lie. When I first brought you into this thing, I went, he could land me on a newspaper somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeremy gets very fighty when you start taking your swing at my wife. That's a real good way for me to take my swing at you.
100%. No jury in the world would have convicted you.
Oh God, no. And we were in my bar. Which means nobody saw shit. But to answer your question, I would play Jahan Dotson. Elijah Moore's going to have a game. I am starting to think that kid is just not as good as I thought he was.
Yeah. Coming around on Elijah Moore.
He's super talented.
Of course he is.
But this is now 2 different staffs that have had no clue how to use him.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Miller said he only got 1 invite for the DraftKings. The other one should have gone out in the last few minutes. Dum here forgot to hit send. Sorry. I loaded you all into it and then forgot to – for the invites to go out, I have to set my lineup, and I didn't do that. So they're out now, though.
Yep.
If you haven't gotten it, let me know.
Yeah. Let's see here. Golf outside is a question mark.
Always is.
Eat and sleep football. Latavius Murray or Brian Robinson in the RB2 slot in a PPR.
B-Rob.
Yeah, and it's closer than you want it to be for me.
Not for me.
I mean, to me, this game speaks to this could be Latavius Murray does a couple of things fantasy-wise. Buffalo gets out early or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm good. I think it'll be James Cook if it's anybody.
Okay. Did they play Mike Evans against Atlanta? Yes. Oh, or Puka against the Steelers. Mike Evans against the Falcons. What do you think, Armchair?
Mike Evans.
Yep. Isaiah Crandall disagrees. He says Puka. That's fair. And he went with Murray as well. Sam Howell, start over Deshaun Watson?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to believe with Deshaun. If you got any other option, take it. Stone Sports Podcast said he recently quit his Jahan Dotson habit. Trying to decide between Zach Moss and George Pickens from Fried Bologna.
That one's closer.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Where is that question? Oh, there it is. I see it.
Yeah.
I would go George Pickens. I think they're going to try. I think they're going to try to get Jonathan Taylor involved today. I like Cleveland a lot defensively. Sorry, I had to step off screen. Apparently, with a new diet, I have to eat every 90 minutes, or my brain starts pressing against my skull. And if you've never had a lovely Clausen pickle, you should do so.
That's now his new favorite.
It's never stopped being my favorite. It's just now that's one of the only things I can eat. So I'm eating a lot of pickles, which is what my ex-wife's done for the last 15 years.
Oh,
boom, let's go. I did
that.
every bit of that just for that joke.
Good for you.
Oh. Well, I mean, and because I was hungry.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I'm awake for more than 90 minutes without eating food, I am not a nice person.
All right, Armchair, did you explain the Pickett roster, or did you just put it in the chat?
I just put it in the chat, but we can talk about it if you want.
Yeah. Y'all go over that for a second. I need to go piddle, and
if you're gonna piddle, would you nicely bring me a cup of coffee?
Did you make coffee?
You grinded it, ground it.
Oh, that's right. I don't know that I ever started it though.
Well, it's important. You gotta put the water on the beans, or you don't have bean juice. Explain that. Explain that lineup. And by the way, I feel like you and I are agreeing with way too much shit.
Yeah,
because that lineup is 7 of the guys in my lineup.
So Pickett, Jacobs, Walker, Lockett, Pickens, Rice, Andrews, Josh Palmer, and the Raiders defense. I went Pickett and Pickens because I'm not touching anything else from that game. Jacobs is the only piece that I like. I understand your Devontae thing. I think that it's just going to be a gross fest, and they're just going to feed Josh all day. The Raiders D, I think Max Crosby's going to eat against.
I do too.
It's Badgent. Josh Palmer is
Dog.
Consistently the number 2. Mark Andrews is the guy today, I think, for the Ravens. Rashee Rice will get targeted, and that's all I really care about. It for $4,700, I don't need him to do a ton. DK is game time decision, and that to me says that to be safe, you just play Tyler Lockett, who gets targets anyway. That way, if DK goes, you're just getting less Lockett. If DK doesn't go, it's absolutely a ton of Lockett. I also don't mind JSN if you had to throw a dart throw, but you don't have to with this line because everything is cheap.
I do like
Everything.
cheap. I do like cheap.
Yeah.
You have, by the way, convinced me on Mark Andrews. I have found a way to get him into my big lineup.
Tight end today is stupid. So I just want to when you look at the tight end lineup today, I don't get it. I don't like. So Travis Kelce, most expensive tight end.
Mm-hmm. By a lot.
At 8,000. And then everybody else is super reasonable.
I like
5,700 for Mark Andrews. That's a steal.
I like Andrews. I like Zay Flowers. Stacking that with Lamar Jackson just feels like the way to go. I want a piece of Detroit, but I don't know what that would be. I feel like it almost has to be Amon-Ra.
So I just
but I can't afford Amon-Ra.
Yeah, well, so I got to find it. Let me find it. This is the problem when you have 300 entries, just finding your lineups that you just made. I just made a lineup I think it was for afternoon only, but I think it works. And I thought it had Amon-Ra. No, it's not.
You were talking about how bad tight end is today. I'm going to shut down every tight end question.
Yeah.
Do you have Luke Musgrave? If you don't, is he available? If he is not available, does the guy that owns him owe you a favor? Because if he does, you should threaten his life to give you Luke Musgrave.
You got to have him.
Oh, that was the lineup I did. So I did Goff, Ford, Robinson Jr., Palmer, Rice, Amon-Ra, Andrews, Lockett, and the Commanders defense, which is also like it's a lot of the same pieces. My ownership is very much focused around a couple of guys. I'm way too many quarterbacks now, but I wanted to diversify a couple of lines with some dart throws. But like I've got 59% Josh Palmer ownership. Rashee Rice is 71. But Luke Musgrave and Mark Andrews are my two top-owned tight ends. I do have one David Njoku share.
I have one of those as well, so you should probably not.
Fuck, Tank.
I'm just trying to help you out, brother.
You break all things that are good.
Yeah.
I played a Mike Evans line, and now I'm like, wait a minute, am I getting tanked? Am I getting tanked here?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the Pickens line. I think this isn't as that line as much as people are going to be like, it's a Pickens Pickett line. Why are you doing that? Like, let's be honest, the majority of that line is pretty well on par with what you would want today anyway. And I'm just throwing a dart at quarterback for someone I think that's going to have I don't think that the Rams defense is particularly great. It could shut him down, but he's $5,000. Would you rather play Brian Hoyer? Question mark?
No.
Nah.
Brian Hoyer blows dead bears.
Facts. Big facts. Yeah.
Stuck.
What are you stuck on?
I'm trying to find a way to get all the players I want in the lineup. And I can't. It's not allowing me to.
Yeah, that budget thing's a bitch, isn't it?
Bitch. Just let me play everybody else should have a salary cap, and I get to play who I want.
And I get to play all the hammers.
I have earned that right. I have given you a lot of money over the years.
Way too much money. Just like, let me do what I want.
Let me do what I want to do.
All right, where are we at in the questions here? Did you do any questions while I was gone?
No, we just talked about my
okay, good. All right.
Kenny Pickett line.
All right, who do I flex from Kelvin Joyner? Is it Ford or Gabe Davis?
Jerome Ford.
I believe it's Jerome Ford, but I'm close on Gabe. Because I do feel like he's going to have one of those big ones, right? And it just depends on how much little shit he can have in between
Maybe.
there that makes it worth it.
Maybe.
And you get 5 catches for 120 yards and a touchdown. Does that make it worth it?
When is he going to get 5 catches?
I don't know.
Gabe Davis catches like 3 balls a game,
and one of them goes
breaks
for 70 and a touchdown. It's a great way.
And that's when you get his points. If he doesn't, then he doesn't. Every one of those passes goes to Diggs. Every single one. He is target number 1, and if it doesn't, it goes to a tight end. Oh, very rarely does Allen throw it to Davis, and I don't understand because I don't understand how you have Khalil Shakir and Gabe Davis, and as an offense, you haven't figured out, hey, maybe if we play action to the other guys, we might actually score points and move the ball easier. But no, you want to look like an idiot in front of the New York Giants. Christ. That offense is the most infuriating thing on planet Earth. So they should be far and away the best team in the AFC East, and it's not all that close. It's the Dolphins by a country mile right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm your huckleberry.
Millie with a super chat said, which side of the trade wins? I'm going to assume the Monty is David Montgomery or Ramondre and DJ Moore. Which side of that would you prefer?
Ramondre and DJ.
Not close.
Yeah.
Not even kind of close.
Mm-hmm.
The David Montgomery thing is going to regress at some point. I mean, and he's hurt right now. But you cannot keep giving a guy 25 touches a week.
Yeah.
I mean, weird. You did it for 5 weeks and hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, this is a guy that has been notoriously hurt for an extended period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Has he been in the league that long?
5 years.
5 years already? Wow. Okay.
Surprise.
Yeah, surprise.
I'm pretty sure this is his 5th year.
Happy anniversary.
Because he played out the string on the rookie deal, which would have been 4 years, and this should be 5.
Okay.
2019. Yep. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
Danny Finn's fan says, grade this trade. I received Breece Hall on a bye week.
You win.
For Barkley and Javonte Williams.
You win.
You win.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Especially if that's in that weird 414 team league that you're in.
In a PPR, Laura and Jim Cooperman needs 2. Wide receiver and a flex. Devontae Smith,
That's
Rondale Moore, KJ Osborne, Jalen Warren, Jaleel McLaughlin. So Smith's a definite.
Mm-hmm.
And then is it Rondale, KJ, Jalen Warren, or Jaleel McLaughlin?
I will go KJ Osborne, Jalen Warren. Jalen Warren.
Okay.
That was me changing my mind mid-first name. And it just so happens to be lucky that both of their first names start with the same 2 letters.
Okay. All right. So it's Devontae Smith and Jalen Warren.
Yeah.
And KJ Osborne.
He only needed 2.
2 receivers and a flex.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. I was reading that like there was a comma there. Oh, so 2. All right. That makes sense. All right. Drake London, Josh Palmer, or Chris Godwin in a full PPR for Tammy Buchanan?
Josh Palmer season, baby!
All right.
Drake London doesn't have a quarterback, and neither does Chris Godwin.
Mm-hmm.
It blows my mind how many people run to the aid of Baker Mayfield anytime I say mean words about him. Let me say this as clearly as I can. Tank, what team are we an affiliate for?
The Carolina Panthers.
What team did Baker Mayfield play for last year?
The Carolina Panthers.
I've had more than one person in that building tell me this is the biggest douchebag you will ever meet in your entire life. And this is an organization that had Cam Newton and Kelvin Benjamin. 2 also very well-known douchebags.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't like him. I promise you that. And he sure as hell wouldn't like you.
But he's such a gamer. He's got the chip on his shoulder.
That's
the
weird
attitude.
That's a weird way to say mediocre, half-assed quarterback.
He's got a winning attitude.
It must be. You know what I learned? I didn't know this. There's a dictionary for stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
And when people say gamer talking about Baker Mayfield, in their language, that is how you say mediocre, half-assed, overrated quarterback. I didn't know that.
Thanks, Grandpa.
It changed the way.
He's got the gusto.
It changed the way that I read every comment on Baker Mayfield.
Man, I like that kid. He's got a lot of moxie, see? That's what I hear when you say, he's a gamer. I love him.
I don't know what the hell that voice was. You stick to Bernie Sanders, and you let me do the rest of the impersonations. Okay?
Just because you don't understand the reference doesn't mean
No, I understood the reference. I didn't really understand the reference there.
Because you're on crimes right now?
No, because my grandfather didn't talk like that. Because he was born in the 20s, not in the 1840s.
You don't understand time all that much,
I don't.
do you?
I don't. There was the before times. There was the before times before I could
like
before I could legally do crimes.
Loved all those movies from the 1840s. They were bangers. Used to show them on the battlefields of the Civil War.
Shut the fuck up! I'm enjoying a pickle. You're really fucking my pickle up right now.
I'm gonna need you to never say that again. Sam Howell. We'll do what? He said, "Clip it." Clip that. Clip this.
Fucking up my pickle. We're fully off the rails today.
Oh, 100%.
I'm your huckleberry.
Gage Camplin. I think Gage has just figured out we're so fucking far behind in questions. Just super chat it, and we'll answer it immediately.
Get it out of the way.
Engage, we love you for it. He said, can't decide who to stack, Flowers or Andrews. I'm stacking them both. And
Really?
all of you lovely people in the chat convinced me that Jahmyr Gibbs is a fine play. And I went, all right, I'm just going to do that. Fuck it.
So you're doing Lamar Jackson and Andrews and Flowers.
Mm-hmm. And I have Jahmyr Gibbs playing on the other side.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
And then I
Why
just
not?
made another lineup where I stuck to my guns and didn't play Jahmyr Gibbs. I kept Pacheco in that one. I'm going double tight end damn near everywhere. Armchair convinced me on Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
Because he's right the more I've thought about it. Because it really doesn't make sense to be on Mark Andrews or to be on Lamar Jackson because you think the linebackers for the Lions can't deal with him. That's also probably who's going to deal with Mark Andrews at least half the time.
True.
So I don't need him to be great forever. I just need him to be great like 6 to 7 times, and hopefully 2 of those there is paint
In the
on
end
grass underneath him.
Yes.
That's it. That's all I need.
At midfield, right? At midfield. Yes. You need midfield catches. That's what you're talking about, paint under grass.
No,
Or do you want
I'd
end
really like there to be a goalpost right behind him too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's particularly.
Scott Gunther, Lockett or Flowers?
Why the fuck do you say his name like that?
Gunther? It's the way it's supposed to be said, right? Gunther. His
I
name's
hate the things you
Gunther.
say sometimes. I mean, was that the character on Friends? Did they call him that all the time? We're going down to Central
don't
Park
know.
to see Gunther.
Gunther.
No. Gunther. Scott Gunther. That is his name. Okay.
I will say it.
You remember that thing I said about being pissed off? I'm getting pissed off
Getting
again.
pissed off again.
These pickles are making it slightly better.
Look, I've tickled his pickle and now he's pissed. Who wouldn't be?
You
Right?
fucked up the last ones. I had to eat another one.
And now he's nerve eating, and this is how it happens. It's a vicious cycle. You're caught in the cycle. You need to stop.
Wasn't near fuck stick. I'm eating I'm eating a cucumber and vinegar. I think I'll be fine.
Lockett or Flowers?
Yep.
No,
Both.
No options.
I like Flowers better, but I think both are good plays.
I would agree with that, and I'll go on the Lockett side of that one. So heavy on the Flowers. I was offered Montgomery for Ramondre Stevenson and DJ Moore.
He super chatted that
Oh,
one.
he super chatted that one. Okay, all right. Guys, I'm hurting for a running back. Start 2. Warren, Harris, Foreman, Jeff Wilson Jr.
I don't trust Jeff Wilson in
He
the
says
first
this
week.
is why he pulled off the trade for Breece Hall, because his running backs are terrible. Warren, Harris, Foreman, Wilson. Foreman.
Foreman
Wilson.
and Harris.
Ooh, he's going Harris.
There we go. It's Foreman Harris. I don't want it to be, but it is.
It is.
Okay. One more, please. Goff or Stream Mayfield this week?
Goff.
Full PPR.
That is my low-key shootout of the day. I want a lot of pieces of that game.
Mm-hmm.
Because, look, this is the same thing we told you a couple weeks ago. Look at the over-unders of these games. All right, so the main slate on DraftKings, which takes out the night game tonight and the Monday game tomorrow, your over-unders are as follows. 40.5, 37.5, 40.5, 38, 43, 37, 44.5, 44, 45, 47.5. One of these games is going to shoot out. There is only one of these games where there is not more money on the under than the over, and that is what am I thinking? I said the backwards. Where there's not more money on the under than the over. The Lions are one, the Steelers and the Rams are the other, and there is a possibility that Steelers Rams is the one you want.
No.
But I want Ravens Lions as well.
All right, DC Justice has a pick: 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex.
I have a question for DC Justice.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a fan of the Batmans, or are you being ironic that you're talking about a place that has no justice? Washington, D.C. Both are funny.
Good for you. Good for you. 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. Out of Jahmyr Gibbs, Jerome Ford, Zay Flowers, Devontae Smith, and Terry McLaurin.
The 1 running back is Jahmyr Gibbs. The 1 receiver is Devontae Smith. The flex is either McLaurin or Flowers, and I am going to lean Flowers. But I would not fault you for playing McLaurin. If that's one of those where you ask the question, you hear what we say, and you go, I'm still sticking with McLaurin, I won't fault you. Because I am not always 100% realistic with Zay Flowers.
Yep.
Sometimes I love him too much.
Too much. Okay.
Which reminds me, I had to make sure he wasn't in my eliminator lineup because I've already used him 3 times in 6 weeks.
You like Devontae Smith a lot this week?
I like it
Against
every
Miami?
element. If I have a player that plays for the Dolphins or Eagles, I am playing them. Because that game is going to be a points fest. And there just are not many of those.
Yeah.
I'm being cute with the Rams and the Steelers and the Ravens and the Lions, but even then, I believe in the over. But if you told me that number swelled 2 or 3 points, I'm not betting it then.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not aggressive on that.
Yep. Okay. Flex Curtis Samuel or DJ Moore from Rob Johnson?
Holy shit. He said neither. It's my first and middle initial and just as my last name. You have a way cooler first, middle initial, and last name because I thought we were about to talk about Batman for the next 20 minutes. I love Batman.
He's DC Justice.
DC Justice League. That's where my head went.
Absolutely.
Yeah, mine was a shitty television show about military court. Jag. Or just a guy.
Just a guy.
That's how everybody but my wife feels about me.
Yeah.
He's just a guy.
Yep. Curtis Samuel or DJ Moore in the flex?
DJ Moore.
Curtis Samuel.
Even with Tyson Badgett, don't care. They'll manufacture the touches. That team sucks something awful, and they are going to have to get the ball in DJ Moore's hands.
Mm-hmm.
That or Deontay Foreman is going to carry the ball 600 times today.
Maybe Deontay Foreman starts throwing the ball. You never know. Per Adam Schefter, Aaron Jones is going to be okay today. Do I even risk it and play him or just play Jonathan Taylor instead? Right now I'm starting Jones and flexing Devontae Adams with JT on the bench.
That depends on how much you want to enjoy your day. I mean, because the Green Bay game's at 4:25.
Mm-hmm.
So is there a possibility that they late go, and then you got to readjust all this shit at 3 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
I hate doing that. So if it's even close to me, I'll go with the one that I don't have to fuck with. And
Same.
for me, I would probably play Jonathan Taylor anyway because I don't know what that workload's going to look like for Aaron Jones. Although, I mean, they are coming off a bye. Or no, they're not coming off a bye. They played on Monday night.
Yeah.
So they're on a short week.
I don't love it.
No,
I don't love it.
I'd go with JT.
This is one of those times that I have to go to the rankings. They are coming off a bye. I knew that was 2 weeks ago. So they're coming off a bye. And you know what? Roll Aaron Jones. If Schefter's saying he's going to be fine, that's the better play.
Okay.
Jonathan Taylor against the Browns has bad news bears written all over it.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
Choose one wide receiver and one flex. Flowers, Lockett, Devontae Smith, Deontay Johnson, and Pacheco. That's a lot of good options.
It's luck.
I would say Devontae Smith would be the wide receiver and Pacheco in the flex? Or am I doing that wrong? Or would you go Flowers and Smith?
No, I'd play Pacheco.
Or Lockett and Smith?
No, I'd go Pacheco.
Okay. Smith,
Pacheco's going to get work. He's the safe one.
I agree.
Same.
All right. Let's see. Is Vegas trying to rob me with the Lions-Ravens line?
Yes. That's what they do. They're damn good at it, too.
Mm-hmm. Why are they trying to rob you? Why would he say that?
Because it feels weird that even on the road, the Ravens are a 3-point favorite. It also feels weird that public narrative has been so far on Detroit and what's wrong with Baltimore. And then you throw a line out there, and it feels to me like Vegas is going, do it. Do it. We dare you. Because we set this at 3 because we feel like worst case scenario, Baltimore's going to win this game by a field goal.
Mm-hmm. And we push.
And we push. And then we just collect VIGs, and that's going to be sizable because that's one of the most bet games of the day.
Right.
I love Baltimore today.
Mm-hmm.
I have a handful of 3-leg parlays that have Baltimore in it.
Have we heard anything else about DK Metcalf? Is he playing today?
We will
90 minutes before game time.
Yeah.
We'll get
Dream game time
inactives
decision.
before that, and he won't be on them. He'll be questionable, but right before game time.
Yep.
That was per Schefter earlier today.
Okay. Why not Laporta? Stone Sports Podcast says in reference to the Detroit Lions tight end against the Baltimore Ravens.
Because I don't know if that's the piece. He's good. He'll get tote.
Mm-hmm.
In DraftKings, I don't like it. I'd rather pay for Mark Andrews.
Pay for Mark Andrews or go to Musgrave at 3,300 or whatever he is.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that better.
And Njoku, also we mentioned.
Yeah.
That's now the second time I've mentioned that, so definitely take that out of your lineups.
I just don't know if there's going to be enough. I think Amon-Ra is the piece for Detroit.
I do too.
Yeah.
Stoned asked why not Laporta, Roquan Smith, Kyle Hamilton, Marcus Williams. He's not going to see a plus matchup all day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying that he's not going to have catches. I'm not saying you should take him out of your lineups in season long. I'm not going to touch him in DraftKings.
Yep.
He's, the third most expensive tight end on the slate?
Yes.
And has the worst matchup easily.
Yep. Isaiah Crandall did mention Njoku's safety blanket for Watson with his bum shoulder. That could play. That could be a narrative that plays, and I also feel like he's due.
Oh, I hate that.
He's due. He's due a big one.
If you need a tight end, his name is Luke Musgrave.
Mm-hmm. Dobbs or Pickett? He hates bye weeks. That's from Brian Butler.
Dobbs.
Yeah.
He's just safer.
I don't want to say it, but yeah, you're right.
He's just safer. I mean, Pickett could have a fine game, but he's really touchdown dependent.
Mm-hmm.
I am here for the chaos.
Najee Harris almost got me today with Breece Hall being out. Nope.
Do it.
Nope.
Do it.
What are you saying? Play him?
I'm starting to lean towards maybe tossing in a couple of entries with them. We'll see what happens. Let's FAFO.
Okay. You want to put that on your Kenny Pickett lineup? You're just going to take all the Steelers? Let's do that.
Way too many Steelers on the lineup.
Pacheco or Brian Robinson?
Pacheco.
Pacheco.
Cortland Sutton or Jacoby Myers from Michael Meadows. What's up, champ? I'm going Myers.
I am too.
It's Myers.
Yeah. Cooper or Palmer?
Josh Palmer. He loves playing the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Palmer.
Yeah.
He always becomes the guy that I've told you he will always be when he plays the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm. Do I trade Devontae Adams and Logan Wilson for DJ Moore, Gabe Davis, and Kyle Pitts?
Say that one more time. That was a lot of names.
Devontae Adams and Logan Wilson for DJ Moore, Gabe Davis, and Kyle Pitts.
Who the hell has Logan Wilson in line?
Well,
is this Dynasty?
I guess. No other details there from Soaring Eagle, so is what it is.
Oh, there we go. I was trying to find the question so I could look at it.
It is a dynasty, he says.
It is a dynasty. Yeah, I would do it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pitts will be fine eventually once they get him a quarterback.
Or once he figures out that he should be playing for any other team in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And offensive coordinator, yeah.
Stone Sports Podcast says he needs an anytime tutty bet.
On it.
Mike Evans. What are my odds?
I'm on it. How many legs of an anytime tutty bet would you like? Because I can go pretty deep on it.
Ooh. Give him a 6er.
Let's duet. Touchdown scorers. Let's see. I don't want to touch that game. I will go Mark Andrews. I will go Jahmyr Gibbs. That's the two I want out of Baltimore and the Lions. Nope. Mike Evans, because all he does is score touchdowns on the Atlanta Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Jacobs. Nope. Kenny Walker. Kenny Walker's minus 215 to score at any time today.
Yep, he sure is.
And Jake Bobo has lower odds to score than any Arizona Cardinal does. I want you to think about what I just said.
Yep.
And then I will go Pacheco, Josh Palmer. That's a 7. And then, screw it. I'll throw Raheem Mostert at it too.
So we're 8 now?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Give me a minute. I'll tell you what that... Oh, I put it in the wrong place. That's what she said. You can't do it the way I just did it. You got to do it the other way.
Mm-hmm.
Which is annoying.
All right. Next question.
We'll have inactives here momentarily.
Yeah.
Is today a Devontae Smith or Miles Sanders day? Well, it's not a Miles Sanders day.
Because they're not playing.
They're not playing. So could be a Devontae Smith day. Most definitely. I'll bet my house that it's not going to be a Miles Sanders day.
Yes.
There
is no
Could be
shot.
a DeAndre Swift day.
Could be. He says he's playing A.J. Brown, but he has a strange feeling about the game.
Do that.
I like A.J. Brown. I don't know who from Miami is supposed to stop him.
Full PPR, Scary Terry or Michael Pittman? That's Terry. I wouldn't think about playing Michael Pittman over Terry McLaurin.
Not against the Browns. That defense is too damn good.
Mm-hmm. We did not.
Stone sent me down a sweet rabbit hole of betting anytime touchdown scorer parlays.
Yeah. 10 to win $3,000.
Bingo.
There you go.
Those are my favorites.
Danny Fans fan wants to know if we saw that Gronk said he'd come and play for the Dolphins. Don't care. Woo! That was the missing piece. That's the one.
Yeah,
really going to turn you into a winner.
They're obsessed with speed, so they pick up a guy that runs like he's got a 2x4 shoved in his ass.
No shit.
To be fair, he didn't actually say, I want to go play for the Dolphins. He said, yeah, just stick me in the end zone. I'd do that. It's not like he was like, I'll come out of retirement to come play for the Dolphins. And also, no, I doubt Mike McDaniel looks at that guy and goes, we need him.
Yeah, no. I think we're good.
First set of inactives is out. It's your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it's 5 dudes I have literally never heard of.
Cool.
Patrick O'Connor, Derek Pitts, Brandon Walton, Marquise Watts, and David Wells.
Never heard of her.
David Wells,
I didn't realize that former Red Sox pitcher David Wells played tight end for
Let's go. I didn't realize our offensive line was hurting that bad that we we had to go get fat David Wells. Well, that didn't solve anything. Just once again, this will be your daily reminder that if you have a Rachaad White question, you hold on to that shit and bury it deep down inside of it.
Soaring Eagle said he's not starting Logan Wilson. So, and frankly, I know you to be a smart man. And if somebody will take Logan Wilson off your hands for usable stuff, you do that.
Mm-hmm.
You do that.
I'm your huckleberry.
Gage Camplin with another super chat. He said, "Is Jerome Ford worth playing?"
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
Especially if Kareem Hunt's on this inactive list, then he's really worth playing.
Am I after yards? Do I care about yardage as much as I care about touchdowns? That's where I'm at with Jerome Ford. I don't give a shit if he runs it 14 times for 55 yards. If he's going to score 2 touchdowns, then okay.
Kareem Hunt is not inactive.
He's not inactive?
No.
Look at that whore, Mary Kay, just out there saying shit she don't know.
She's the smartest person in this industry.
Is she the smartest in the industry?
Oh, yeah. In terms of beat writers, Mary Kay Cabot says shit, I just go, yep, that's it. That's the...
That's the one.
Those are facts.
That's the one.
There's a corner with a whole bunch of vowels in his name. Ronnie Hickman.
Khalif Helassi, the
so many
pride of
vowels in
Western
there.
Kentucky, who I think is on his 4th NFL team already, and he's a rookie.
DTR is inactive. Cedric Tillman's inactive. Isaiah McGuire's inactive.
Taki.
Yeah, also inactive. I'm pretty sure they're just making up names at this point to put on the
Is DeMar Hamlin going to be the first person to ever win Comeback Player of the Year and not actually come back and play a fucking game? Because he's still the betting favorite to win Comeback Player of the Year and has not played in a game.
When's the vote come in?
The end of the year.
No Zay Jones today.
He'll start week 17. Remind everybody at the end that he's the Comeback Player of the Year.
So no Ed Oliver for the Bills. No, that's the only one that matters. No Marcus Williams for the Ravens.
Okay.
That makes me not hate Sam Laporta today as much as I did.
Mm-hmm.
Still not on it for, say, DFS purposes, but I'm not as completely put my fingers in my ears and act like it didn't happen.
Well, I mean, he's already if you have him, start him.
Oh, no doubt.
He's already the beast of the tight end class, right? So or one of them anyway. If you have him in a season long, there's no shot you're benching him.
Stone said Josh Jacobs just went from minus 105 to plus 110 for an anytime touchdown today.
Why?
Don't know. That's not a huge movement. That could be that could be a line maker just sitting going, hey, let me watch this. I'm gonna give somebody some shit. Here's an extra $5. Boop.
But why would you do that? But why would you do that?
Not getting
Scare people away from taking that free money.
Because that does feel like free money.
Yeah. And then everybody goes, but why did it move? And then you panic and then you move it off. Go to something else. No Montgomery today for Detroit. No Marvin Jones. Nothing crazy there, I don't think.
Yeah, I think that's all things that we already
knew or guessed, assumed.
No.
How do you feel about Jordan Love today?
He definitely plays quarterback.
Yeah,
I feel like
but
he's
not one that you'd be interested in using.
No, he's never one that I'm interested in using.
Even against the Broncos. I mean, if you're so on Musgrave, you try a little Jordan Love Musgrave stack.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Why you make me do things, Tank? Why you make me do these things?
I mean, because I constructed one, and I was just curious if that was another one y'all were going to be like, why the fuck did you do that?
Probably.
I
don't like it.
don't like it.
I don't. I think that it's a little bootsy. Jordan Love he doesn't inspire me to, like, for the price. Like, if you look at quarterbacks in that range, I don't know if I need to go there.
Yeah.
I don't think you do.
Okay.
It just, like, for 5,800, I'm good. Pay up for Goff, pay up for Stafford, pay up for Jackson. Take Geno. Like, I'd take Geno over Love, no doubt. Sam Howell, I'd pay down for. Baker, I'd probably take over him.
Okay. Really? Baker Mayfield. Okay.
Gonna have a day today. You're talking. Okay, so justify this strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Evans always scores against Atlanta, correct?
I mean, yes, that's what I said.
Is he a running back, or is he going to catch a ball from someone?
Right.
Right. So the same strategy you just employed for this awful Jordan Love strategy is the same one for Baker, except Baker is at least going to pass the ball.
Gotcha.
Jordan Love will throw the ball fine. I don't know if that Broncos defense can show up, and that could be just a gross fest. That could be a 37-point game total.
So this is not a thing that doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
The Giants are missing Adoree Jackson today.
Sam Howell, baby.
They're also missing 4 offensive linemen.
Yeah, they don't have anybody.
No
Everybody's
Evan
hurt.
Neal, no Matt Pert, no John Michael Schmitz, no Andrew Thomas.
Yep.
Do you know
Correct.
what that leaves an already god-awful offensive line looking like?
The worst.
I knew 2 of
way
those
worse
weren't
than
gonna
everybody
play.
else.
I knew 2 of those wouldn't play. I didn't know about the other 2. So now Justin Pugh is your left tackle, who is straight from the couch.
Yep.
His words,
Literally.
not mine.
Yep.
Had to learn the position last week
Yep.
on the fly.
Never played it before. He was
No.
a friggin' guard.
Yep.
The other tackle is Tyree Phillips. Oh my
Who's
God.
who's that?
His
Tyree
3rd
Phillips.
round pick a
I
couple
don't
years
even
ago.
remember him.
Ugh. I was somewhat on Wan'Dale Robinson earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably not now.
No.
I mean, he's the number 1 receiver for the Giants, which at 3,800, which is what I think he is on DraftKings.
Yeah.
At least needs to be mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes.
don't do that.
Don't do it. But hammer your Sam Howell lines. Don't be afraid of that.
Yep.
Hammer your Commander's defense, I should say.
Wow.
Chase Young going to have a day.
Day.
Who is the defense of the day?
Cleveland Browns. Washington Commanders.
Yeah, that's 2 of my 3. And I have the Raiders as well.
Okay. You took the Raiders?
Raiders defense? Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think anybody's going to score points that game. So you're giving me a leg up on not being in a shootout.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to pick a team that's going to get. If you pick the Patriots, you're going to be negative points because they're going to score. They're going to get scored on all day.
Right.
Even if they get an interception or a couple of sacks, doesn't matter. I think that Max Crosby has been quietly one of the best players on defense this year. He gets home a lot. I think that a young quarterback who until last week we weren't even sure was around or going to play, I think that he's going to get them. I think that they're going to be able to scheme that very well. I don't think the Raiders are going to score a ton of points. I just think that sacks, tackle for loss, interceptions are entirely possible with this team.
All right, fair enough.
Quarterback pressures.
Yep. I just hate those weeks where there's not one of those cheapy bottom barrel defenses that you feel comfortable with.
Kansas City Chiefs. They're the 4th cheapest on the slate. They score a touchdown, it'll pay off. If they don't, it won't.
Mm-hmm.
You can always play a cheap-ass defense if that's what you want to do.
Yep.
Now, it might be a little shitty, but
I was going to say, I'm still just not that far off on the Chargers, though. I still feel like that game's going to be a shootout.
I do not feel like that game's going to be a shootout.
Daniel Jones inactive.
Yep.
Tyrod Taylor starting. Jonna says Kareem Hunt is playing. Should they start him over Sutton and KJ Osborne?
Yes. Although, just know he could come out, play 4 plays, and go sit his ass down. That is on the board as something that could happen.
Yep. Gibbs or Andrews in the flex? Jameer Gibbs or Mark Andrews?
Both. Can I do both? Is that an answer?
Who do you have a tight end that you're not playing Mark Andrews for?
That would be my biggest question.
Musgrave.
You should play Mark Andrews over Musgrave.
You should play Mark, yeah.
But you play. But I mean,
absolutely play.
But you can do the thing. You can play them both.
You could play them both, but you should be asking me Musgrave or.
I see where
you're not playing. I mean, look, I love Luke Musgrave today. If we're playing season long, you're starting him over Mark Andrews. You need to be drug tested.
That's a gambler's play. That's not a. You want to win your game, you play Mark Andrews.
Right.
Are you?
And
bold?
Jahmyr Gibbs should also. Who's starting at running back that you're not putting Jahmyr Gibbs in? These are the fuck kind of lineup is this?
I think this is a DFS thing. They're about the same price, aren't they?
Who?
Gibbs and Andrews.
Yes.
So I think this is a flex. DFS question.
Then it's Mark Andrews.
I will say it's Andrews because he's going to be less owned than Gibbs. Gibbs is going to be really highly owned.
He sure is.
No Roschon Johnson for the Bears, so we're again on the only running back that's alive for the Bears is Deontay Foreman. Against a Raiders defense that's not real good defending the run.
Mm-hmm.
So you do with that information what you want to.
Well, and that's the only thing that they can do well, or not well.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to compliment Chicago there for a second.
Darrington Evans about got Justin Fields killed before he got hurt. So I like Deontay Foreman today. I'm going to have way more of that than I should.
Yeah. Eagles Dolphins. How's that game going to go? It's making Danny Finn's fan nervous. I mean, I think that's going to be
score a lot of points.
Yeah, I think it's going to be back and forth.
You're going to score a lot of points. And I mean, I'm taking the Dolphins to win it, but that's more of a lack of belief in the Eagles than it is.
But I mean, if I'm Nick Sirianni and Brian Johnson, like, I'm going to bring my guys out there. I'm going to run the damn ball, right? Because I want to limit the opportunities that Tua has to throw on me. Yeah. I'm going to try to grind them out. I'm going to, try to keep that offense off the field and hope to God that my secondary can hold steady when they're out there.
Eagles are really good at pressuring the quarterback. Tua is really good at escaping pressure, so see what happens. I don't think it's as high scoring as people think it's going to be.
What would your final score guess be on that?
That's the high mark of the week, isn't it? 52.5 is the over under on that.
Yeah.
I think it's a 24-21 tops. It's probably a 24-17.
I had 27-24 in my mind, so you and I are in the same kind of window here.
I think it's under. I think that's it's a trap. 52.5 is a trap. They make you look at Tyreek Hill. They make you look at everybody. I mean, it could go way over, but the Eagles' offense hasn't been flying, right?
No, they have not been flying. To clarify for Johnny here, so needed to know Gibbs over Sutton or KJ. So there's 2 spots to fill there. So if you're going with Hunt, still needs one of Sutton and Osborne.
KJ Osborne.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Hold on, can I'm going to skip in the chat just a bit because I want to address something Rob Johnson said.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I think your Seminoles will lose to Duke if they had a healthy quarterback. Do you know how many passes he completed? Because it was 6. It was 6. Excuse me. Jordan Travis scored more points for Duke than Riley Leonard did. And he wasn't healthy. If he wasn't healthy to at least a regard, you wouldn't put his ass out there. Because I'm not sure it would have mattered if you had the almighty playing quarterback. Rob said he was messing with me. I trigger easily when I'm angry, Rob. So you gotta throw a JK at the end of those.
Or an LOL.
I also got inundated with people going, "Your 7-0 suck. They should have lost to Duke." And I was already madder than a motherfucker. Anyway.
Jeremy's got that short fuse going. I wouldn't.
Oh yeah. I quit smoking. I'm telling you right now. If you weren't here for the beginning of this, I almost committed 4 homicides yesterday, and it was 3 separate events.
It's shocker. It is a shocker that nobody ended up picking up their teeth yesterday. I just think
Personally,
I, for one, was not on that list.
Personally, I'm proud of me.
I am as well. I'm also impressed that with all of that, you did not come in here going, "I'm just so drunk," like I'm still 120% drunk.
Now that's actually one of the beautiful things of keto is that I can. You take however many beers you used to me drinking, cut that in about a third, and that's the area I'm living at. So,
right,
my beer bill a month got exponentially cheaper.
That's great. That's great.
No, it's not going to be like this for long. I will tell you this: if you're going to the porch today, they have a Nashville hot chicken sandwich. It's on the fluffiest bun I have ever eaten. It was my little cheat thing since I was drinking beer yesterday. I give myself a cheat day. And, since beer is liquid bread, I figure, well, we're getting a whole week's worth of carbs in one day. You're going to take yourself out of the old ketosis, then you might as well just do all the bad shit.
Yep.
And holy good Lord. That bun is like 2 bits of happiness that have been, oh my God.
Notorious B.I.G. says the Giants should tank for Caleb Williams. He's a future MVP. Just keep poking that bear, huh?
Yeah, Notorious B.I.G.'s been in our Instagram comments. I do thank those of you that felt the urge to defend me. I can tell who you are.
Yep.
Even if your name on Instagram is not the same as your name in the YouTube chat. I can always tell the people that actually listen to the show because you can, what's that thing? Fucking spell. And I can go, hey, that's one of our people because I understood every word they just said. As opposed to other people who just hit, I think this is, they just type like, did it. I did it.
Let's see here.
I just hit way too many buttons and my computer freaked
I can only imagine.
hell out.
Danny Fens fan said he feels like this is going to be a Tyreek Hill goes Nanners kind of a game, and nobody's going to do anything to stop him in the Miami-Philadelphia game.
I do like Tyreek Hill today. A lot.
Superfly 22 says, you all just spoke about Musgrave.
You see what he did there? He saw you all and
I went y'all.
Contraction.
Absolutely.
Y'all.
Exactly.
Get a little of the South in your mouth.
That's right.
That's what she said.
Like Duke's mayonnaise, I bring the twang. Y'all just spoke about Musgrave. I picked up Mayer in a half-point PPR. Start which tight end?
Both.
And or flex the other over Jerry Jeudy?
Yes.
That one.
Do that. Do both tight ends.
Yeah.
The man said he wanted both.
Both of them. Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Judy's going to go one of two ways today, and I'm 75-25 on which way that is.
Yep.
He's either going to get Jair Alexander a lot, and he's going to be completely irrelevant, and they're going to keep him off the field because they're trying to trade him. Mm-hmm. Or they're going to try to showcase him. The reason that I don't think they're going to do that is because he has this really rare disorder where every time somebody breathes on him, he breaks 8 bones. And they are desperately trying to trade him.
Right. All right. We got any more inactives that have come down the line?
I think they're all out.
They're all out. All right.
Although right now I do have 13 teams. That can't be right. Unless somebody's playing with themselves, that can't be right. I know what I said. Oh, there we go. There's 14th team. It was Washington. Hey, they have 6 dudes that are inactive, 5 of which I have never heard of.
Who's the one you have?
KJ Henry.
No.
The one that
Who's irrelevant?
The one that I still maintain will be a better pro than Miles Murphy.
All right. Final moments of the program here. We're running.
Oh, damn,
down.
it is 11:50.
Yeah, it's 11:55.
Oh, yeah. I'm
or
telling
52,
you,
excuse me.
today, I'm going to go to my house. I'm going to watch Red Zone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to pray to God that nobody knocks on my door. Because whoever does might be a very angry man on the other side.
T's and P's. T's and P's. Don't fuck with the big bear today.
No, sir. Amy looked at me this morning and she said, "Are we going to watch the game somewhere?" And I went, "Yep, the living room." Because I peopled yesterday.
Yep.
And I'm fucking done peopling.
Yep. Sweeping declaration for the day. Plant your flag. Last moment here.
Shootout game of the day is Ravens-Lions. You need to have at least 2 pieces of it to high-end cash in the millionaire.
Okay.
This will be a low-scoring day. If there is a player that you think is going to go nanners, I know somebody earlier said Tyreek Hill and he's not in the slate, but if you feel that way about somebody, I don't give a damn what that means. Like if that means you have to play Royce Freeman in your flex, do it. Because if there's somebody that scores 30-plus points today and you don't have them, you're probably not going to cash.
Mm-hmm. And who's that guy?
Who is that guy for me?
Yeah,
I think Lamar is going to have a friggin' day. I will say Lamar Jackson accounts for 400 yards of total offense today. I think he throws for 3 and runs for 100.
Wow.
I just have this
falls
weird
apart for the Lions.
Well, when I do film breakdown on the Lions, I notice some things about their defense. And look, I don't claim to be the smartest man, but I think I'm a pretty smart man when it comes to this game. And I feel like that Todd Monken has had to see that. And he's told Lamar, when shit breaks down, be Lamar Jackson. Just go do that thing that you do so well. Mm-hmm. And that's going to happen. And I have a weird feeling you're going to see one of those throwback holy shitball days out of Lamar Jackson, where he accounts for 3 touchdowns, 2 to Mark Andrews, 1 to Zay Flowers. Okay. And he may even run one in himself. The other sweeping declaration is people are going to go nuts on the Chiefs and the Chargers, and they ought not. Mm-hmm. I want Josh Palmer. I want Rashee Rice. I want nothing else. Pacheco, I'm sprinkling him in.
No Kelsey. No Mahomes.
Kelsey's too expensive. Mahomes is too expensive. You just got to see. You got to see what it does to the rest of your lineup.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, and I know I'm saying this with Lamar Jackson, but I got 2 $5,700 pieces that I can have with him. If I'm playing Mahomes, you have to spend $8,000 on Travis Kelce.
Yep.
Because you can go Rashee Rice, but you're probably not going to get the touchdowns. Mm-hmm. You might get a few catches, but that's not really why you stack guys. You stack guys to double up on touchdowns. So I'm all in on the Ravens. There are about 6 games that I think if you have a player in, you're doing it wrong. You agree with that, Armchair?
Yeah, I like that a lot. I'm also I think that the Cardinals Seahawks are going to go big today.
Really?
Yeah, I think the Seahawks are probably going to score 34 points today.
How many of those are directly Kenny Walker?
I think that Kenny Walker is going to have 1 or 2 tutties. I think that Geno's going to have himself a good day. I think that someone on the Cardinal side is going to score. I think they'll probably put up. I think it's a 50, almost 60 point game. I think it's going to be. I don't think defense is going to show up.
No,
it's a Geno day.
I can see that.
And I have a weird feeling that Steelers-Rams game is just.
That's going to be the 4:00 hammer.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I can't get I think everybody, like you said, everybody's on the Chargers Chiefs, and I think the Rams are going to come out and they're going to throw the ball a ton because that's all they can do. And I'm really curious to see if this is Kenny Pickett has a couple of games a year where he shows out. It's not going to be 300 yards, probably be 250, but don't be surprised if he puts up some points. He is cheap as hell today. That's not a millionaire hammer. Don't do that. But
And I
that is
still
going to
can't
be
do it.
high. It's going to be more than 43. I'd take the over. I don't know.
Well, the player you got to have in all of your lineups is who?
Oh, Jesus.
I've said a few. I have full exposure to 2 guys.
I don't know if I have full exposure to anyone today.
I have 100% exposure to Luke Musgrave and Kenny Walker.
Yep.
And they're going to be popular. There's a reason they're going to be
Kenny
popular.
Walker's mine.
I have 2 guys that I have 60+%, 63 and 68. Kenny Walker's one of them. Rashee Rice is another.
I have 60% exposure on Mike Evans. I have 50% exposure on Zay Flowers and 50% on Josh Palmer. I'm just under 50 on Rashee Rice and Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen that watch this program, take all of that advice, compile all of your lineups, and if you win the million, just remember the 3 guys that told you all these things, we like food.
Indeed.
But a mere $20,000 buys a lot of domestic lights.
Mm-hmm.
That's like $100,000 in Canada.
Is it really?
No. It's I think our dollar is like 80 cents.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like $1.20 per American doll hairs.
Oh, so. I want to play a fun game with the 2 of you that I didn't forewarn you I was going to play beforehand.
Oh, yeah. I like playing games.
How many crowns do you have on DraftKings?
Crowns?
Yeah.
What are those?
Not as many as I used to because I've used some. 1,000.
Nice. What does that mean?
So did you find your crowns?
Yeah.
So when you play, you get crowns for every like dollar or whatever. And I think it was 5 for every dollar or something like that.
Yeah, but you gotta don't be a dumbman. You make sure you do your daily quest or whatever it is on the bottom. That gets you bonus crowns, and then you also have my achievements, which get you more crowns.
Yes, I've hit a lot of achievements. So you have like 1,000 armchair.
A little more than 1,000. I think it's 1,086.
How many?
But I've used some on tickets too. So
I have 412.
And that tells you exactly how freaking cheap Tank is.
Old Tanker playing the freebies.
All of them. I play every freebie every week.
I have 7-figure crowns.
Attaboy.
I have over 1 million crowns.
Good for you.
I never look at it. I just play.
You never use them either, right?
Yeah. No. You know when I'll use them when NBA rolls around.
What do? Cash those in for tickets?
Yeah.
Cash them in for tickets. There's some swag in the shop that you can get to, but realistically, Jeremy should be cashing those in for millionaire tickets at this point.
Oh, no doubt, and I will be. You know when I'll cash those in when the NBA season starts because I really hammer the first handful of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I
used to be really
NHL
good. Yeah, Armchair's really good at NHL. I've always been really good in the NBA, but I hate using my balance on NBA tickets, so. I'll cash all that shit in for.
Yeah,
I think it's like $1,000 in tickets or some dumb shit like that.
Now, I do have a question for you. Do you get crowns only in DFS, or do you also get crowns for your sports book?
We can't use the DraftKings sportsbook here yet.
No, we can't either. It's legal. I can sports bet in Canada, but DraftKings has decided that only one province gets to use it. So,
really,
yeah,
DraftKings will be legal here January 8th. But we still have Bet Us, and
we love a Bet Us.
Somebody didn't have a great day on Bet Us yesterday. I don't know who it was, but
because you did.
Well, here's the thing: we get a percentage of everything you bet.
Yeah.
Now, if you bet really badly, we get a little higher percentage because they made a lot of money. And no, I don't give out bad picks so that you will bet them.
No.
I've been accused of that before. And virtually everything I give you, I'm actually betting myself.
Why would you do that though? There's no plus.
Exactly. I'd get you once, you'd figure out what I did, and then you'd never do it again.
Right.
That's not how you make residual money.
Right.
Folks.
If we wanted you to spend more money, we'd give you my picks instead of his.
100%. 100%. Yeah, that week I got to do that wedding. Yeah, you throw out the bangers.
Yeah.
That'll be less than ideal.
That'd be great.
Take his bangers, do the exact opposite. Take those picks to betus.com. Use our promo code Sportsocracy. Get 125% deposit matching up to 30 risk-free bets that you can just use to bet against him and be a friggin' millionaire.
Yep, and that's how you do that. Ending out the show with a little tease, a little promo. I like it. We'll be back with you tomorrow on ESPN Asheville, and of course right here on the YouTubes, as we are each and every weekday afternoon.
We'll be rolling out the Patreon with the hopes of starting that later in the week. And if you don't know what we're talking about, we will have a pre-show producers meeting and then an after-hours 15-minute uncensored show every day for Patreon users.
Yep.
And if everybody that viewed our channel in the last month did that, we would be Richmond. Really Richmond.
South of Richmond.
We would be Richmond north of Richmond. South of Richmond.
Dude, that's what I said.
There we go.
That's what I said.
You get it.
You're
eventually.
not the cartographer, are you? No.
I don't know what I
Learn a map.
I don't. Fuck.
Chris cartographer played for the Vikings. That guy?
I have a GPS.
Was that a guy?
I have a GPS. I don't need to be a map guy.
Yeah. All right. I guess that'll do it for us. And we will see you back here tomorrow noon on the YouTubes and on ESPN Asheville. We'll have more Asheville Championship tickets to give away this week, and who knows what else. Might give away a few T-shirts as well. We got a big box back here.
Woo woo!
If you want a T-shirt, hit us up.
Oh yeah, there is there. You'll want to be here for the unveiling of the Patreon. I've worked really hard to make sure that worked and everything was all connected and everybody got exactly what it was they were looking for.
Yep.
And if you've been on the Patreon, I have a sweet little reward for you too.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and we are coming to you once again live from the Ingles Studio. Armchair, have a great one, buddy.
Appreciate it, fellas. Let's go win $1 million.
Indeed, everybody, good luck.
Let's get a fucking snack and win $1 million.
Be sure to join us next time on the Roundup when Jeremy teaches you how to make armadillo balls.
We call them dillers.
If he was half as funny as he thought he was,